does this happen, where you see a storm slow down this much, maybe for people who have not been through many storms like this?
You know, we've started to see in more recent years a little bit of a shift in some of the upper air patterns that have sometimes led to these storms almost slowing down or stalling right at the point of landfall. One thing that had been helping our storm move quickly over the last several days was a big ridge of high pressure that was kind of anchored over the east coast and even had built in a little bit more to the east. Well, you kind of see that upper high, there's a little bit of the motion here. It's really starting to leave, so that upper support is gone. So with that leaving, that kind of prevents the storm from having any kind of upper steering. What was going to really start helping the storm get pulled to the north was an upper trough, and we're kind of waiting on that to start deepening, meaning moving farther south, which would then help to pick up the storm, and that's why we were expecting more of that faster motion toward the north and northeast. So we're almost kind of in the in-between period as our steering currents from earlier in the week is moving away, and the steering currents we're waiting on is still up to the north. Unfortunately, Ida kind of finds itself in between those and almost stuck. And really, until this trough can deepen a little bit, will we see the storm finally get lifted off toward the north. And I'm going to show you a graphic here, and it's not going to be completely correct because obviously I didn't have time to edit this, but you can see there's the upper high. That is not the placement of the upper high because I'm kind of showing you this before I was able to edit anything. And then you see the upper troughing that we're kind of waiting on isn't really as distinct. This is the upper trough itself. It's not a really well-defined, it's not a very deep upper trough, but that's what should start helping to really pull the storm northward. That may not really start to deepen enough farther south until we get more into Monday and Tuesday. So in the near future, it may be that the storm remains moving very, very slow.
Well, we need that high or that low to tell Ida
it's not the high again. Discount that. That's not real. What we're looking at is a deepening trough that should start helping pull the storm northward, but we may not really see that more fast motion until we get into the day tomorrow.
Well, that low needs to tell Ida that they're an unwanted house guest and they've outstayed their welcome.
Yeah. Forgive me, Chris, did you get a flash flood warning that we just seen here?
Yes, we do have a flash flood warning over the city. We also got in the new information as of the 5 o'clock advisory, and even in the last hour, hasn't changed. Winds are still at, now you see, they're saying north-northwest, so the Hurricane Center is indicating, they're being very optimistic by saying 10 miles an hour, but they are all noting that more northerly track in the storm's direction over the last couple of hours, but the winds remain the same at 130 miles an hour, and I cannot remember the pressure at the last 4 o'clock advisory, but it certainly hasn't changed all that much. Now again, it is still very close to having been just over the more marshier areas of Terrebonne and Lafourche, so it has really just started to interact, the center of the storm, with land, and I'm talking more substantial land.
Yeah.
That does
It was the same. Okay, so the pressure was the same. So it really has not changed in the last hour. And again, with it remaining so close to the Gulf waters and to the marshes of Terrebonne and Lafourche, you know, this isn't the scenario we want to see. Hopefully in the next couple of hours we'll begin to see a little bit of a motion to the north a bit, but in the short term this is certainly not what we wanted to see.
Two quick things.
Yes.
So it looks to me like it is definitely to the east of where we thought it was going to be, the eye wall in particular.
Looks like quite a bit, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, which is not good for the city of New Orleans and Jefferson Parish, St. John, St. Charles. That means they'll get a greater impact, right?
Yes, very much so. And again, it may not be that we find the strongest of those winds, the 90 to 100 miles per hour in the city proper, but certainly in the metro area in Jefferson Parish, that is going to put those folks a little bit closer. And notice,